Hello, popcorn junkies. Weekly rushes, weekly rushies. Was away, was out, couldn't react to the announcement of the Oscar nominations, the announcement of the shortlist, that exciting moment. And so I'm doing it now. Friday night, why not? Let's chew the cud. I've pretty much almost seen all the films that are in contention in award season, bar... Oh, I haven't taken a deep enough breath to watch Emilia Perez. Have you seen it? Do you like it? Lots of people saying it's shit. Other people's just saying it's weird. And other people saying it's just brilliant. And clearly the big news coming out of the Academy Awards, the nominations, is Emilia Perez has broken the record, the all-time record, for the film that's received the most Oscar nominations. So there's got to be something of interest. It might win none. That's the point. Although it might be nominated in all 14 categories, it might win none. So I thought, why don't we move through them, much like we did with the BAFTAs, and see where there's sort of clear blue water between what the Yanks are going for and what us Brits are going for. I'm going to start with Best Visual Effects. The reason I want to start with this is because Better Man's in there again. Robbie Williams' film has got an Oscar nod for visual effects for his chimp, his manic, addicted, cocaine-fueled chimp. That's kind of cool. Alien Romulus is in there, Dune Part 2, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, quite a bit of monkeying around in the visual effects department, and Wicked. Alien Romulus was good. I have a feeling it should probably go to Dune Part 2, but the weird thing about the Oscars is you get a sense from these earlier categories of a kind of a tidal wave, don't you? If a tidal wave is coming. And so if Wicked picks something up here, you could be looking at a whitewash or a greenwash of Wicked. Moving up, we go to Best Editing. Anora is in there. The Brutalist, just seen it. Conclave, Emilia Perez, and Wicked. Anora, nicely edited, brilliantly edited. The Brutalist, yeah, solidly edited. Conclave, much more pictorial. I mean, obviously everything is edited, but I'd say the Conclave is much more about cinematography. Wicked was quite well edited. It's not just about fast editing. It's not about snappy editing, but often it is about speedily creative editing. Often, I mean, really, to see the skill of an editor, you kind of need the editing process foregrounded. Best documentary feature, we've got Black Box Diaries, we've got No Other Land, which I think for us is the most significant one in there. It's the film made by an Israeli journalist about a Palestinian living in, trying to live in the West Bank, and how their lives and their land and their home has been sort of degenerated, invaded, possessed, etc. Haven't seen it, but we're looking forward to watching it. Soundtrack to a Coup d'etat and Sugarcane are the other nominations there. Haven't seen any of those, but No Other Land is where our heart lies. Good to see Palestine being represented at all, albeit that Ground Zero didn't get a look in there either. Best cinematography, we've got The Brutalist, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, Maria, and Nosferatu. I'd say Nosferatu deserves the production design and perhaps the makeup and costume and all that kind of stuff. The Brutalist is beautiful. It really is beautiful to look at. Dune Part 2 is beautiful, but so much of Dune Part 2's visuals is also tied up with visual effects. So for purists, I'd say from a cinematography perspective, not having seen Emilia Perez, personally, in this category at the moment, even seeing Nosferatu, where I think most of that's kind of accomplishments are in the set design, production design, etc., I would go for The Brutalist there, actually, best cinematography. Best costume design, a complete unknown, which is the Bob Dylan. I did talk, actually, about how well the costumes, wigs, everything just blended in and really took us on a journey to 1960s New York. Conclave, stunning, beautiful, Vatican style and all that kind of stuff. Brilliant colour choices. But again, you're kind of emulating the standard kind of costumes, aren't you? It was much more about the cinematography and the composition that kind of really made the outfits zing, if you like. Gladiator 2, yeah, Gladiator stuff, it's always cool, isn't it? Nosferatu, costume design, yeah, beautiful. Wicked, I think Wicked stands a good chance here. So I'd probably, of those four, say it's between Wicked and Nosferatu for best costume design. Best original score, The Brutalist, Conclave, Emilia Perez, Wicked, The Wild Robot. Wicked, it seems like an obvious one, but maybe the music's just been around too much and too long. I mean, to be honest with you, as a non-musical, non-Wicked fan who enjoyed the film, I couldn't stand any of the songs bar one or two. None of them were particularly catchy. Emilia Perez, I just don't know. Conclave, in terms of original score, it was magnificent and it was beautiful. And The Brutalist was good. I like the Brutalist soundtrack, though I do think The Brutalist has struggled and suffered with the same trailer, with the same creak of music, and so that sounded a bit laboured, actually, to be honest with you, at times. So personally, out of my choices there, I'd possibly go for Conclave. Best adapted screenplay, you've got A Complete Unknown in there, Dylan, Conclave, Emilia Perez, Nickel Boys, which I really do want to see, and Sing Sing. I've got a feeling that's going to go to either Conclave or Emilia Perez. In terms of what I think should get it, I don't know. Didn't read the source material. Best original screenplay, Honora, The Brutalist, A Real Pain, September the 5th, and The Substance. Now, The Substance won Best Script or Screenplay at Cannes. And it's a great ripping yarn, which for me tips into lunacy and stupidity, which I think it means to, but just too much for me in the end. Just became gonzo and unstructured and what have you, so that knocks that one out. Honora was good, but it got a bit baggy in the middle, if I'm really honest. The Brutalist is epic, and my review is going to be landing this weekend. I don't want to give too much away on that. But even The Brutalist, I think, at 3.5 hours, one could argue that you needed to edit the script down a touch. So A Real Pain, haven't seen September the 5th, which of course is the film based on the hostage crisis at Munich in 1972. A Real Pain, again, I think it's a tricky one to call this one, because I think A Real Pain was nice, it was neat, but it was slight. And it really lent on the kind of almost improvisational performances more than the script necessarily. Best into the actresses, though. Best supporting actress. This is lovely. Monica Barbaro, who plays Joan Baez in A Complete Unknown. She was beautiful, sensational, very moving, very strong. I can see why that's happening. Ariana Grande for Wicked. I liked her in it. A lot of people said Cynthia Erivo is clearly the star, and that's kind of evinced in her nomination in Best Actress. But Best Supporting Actress, Ariana Grande, I don't necessarily know if everyone agrees with that. Felicity Jones in The Brutalist, very nice to see her getting a nomination. I'm going to reserve my judgment on Felicity Jones's performance for my review. Isabella Rossellini in Conclave and Zoe Saldana in Emilia Perez. My hunch is this is going to Zoe Saldana. Isabella Rossellini, too slight a performance, I think, even by the Best Supporting Actress category's own terms. I think it's a Zoe Saldana win, aping the kind of Golden Globes win. Best Supporting Actor. I love this guy. This is so wonderful. Yura Borisov has been nominated for Best Supporting Actor. He's definitely the underdog. He's the one with rapey eyes in Honora, who plays the sort of henchman who sort of unusually befriends and is very warm and sensitive with Honora on this kind of madcapped odyssey. Kieran Culkin is in there for A Real Pain. Ed Norton for A Complete Unknown. My review went up. If that's what Pete Seeger was like, then great. But it was a bit of a sop. I just found it a bit cheesy. I found the performance cheesy. Guy Pearce in The Brutalist. Good. But I do think, and then Jeremy Strong in The Apprentice. I don't know if you could say Jeremy Strong was good in The Apprentice. He was odd, if I'm honest. It was an odd performance. I mean, the thing that made The Apprentice work was if you buy into it and just say, all right, he's playing a really odd fucking guy. It's odd. So for me, of those five, I would pitch towards Kieran Culkin, which is who I think is going to win. The major categories: Best Actress, Cynthia Erivo, Carla Sofia Gascon in Emilia Perez, Mikey Madison, so nice to see her get a nod for Honora, Demi Moore for The Substance, and Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here, which I haven't seen, but I believe is the Brazilian film about the disappearances of political activists, I think, in Brazil's past. Cynthia Erivo really is a hot contender here. I thought her performance was sensational. Her performance reached beyond the genre and beyond the greenness of Wicked, I thought. Demi Moore in The Substance, I think Hollywood might give it to her. And I don't think it's deserved, really, because she's okay. The film is cleverer than her, and in fact, when she pivots towards really old, decrepit woman, I thought her performance was kind of farcical. So who do I think is going to win? I think it's going to be Demi Moore, but I think it should be. I haven't seen Fernanda Torres, you see, and she won the Golden Globe. Personally, I'd like Cynthia Erivo to win that myself. Best Actor, Adrian Brody, The Brutalist, Timothée Chalamet, A Complete Unknown. He's sensational in it, he really is. Coleman Domingo, Sing Sing, he's brilliant. Ray Fiennes, Conclave. Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice. Is this a little bit of a finger up to Donald Trump, do you think, and his little entourage of Hollywood saviours Sly Stallone, John Voight and Mel Gibson. I think Adrian Brody's going to win. I think it's a given. Timothy Chalamet impressed me much more than I was expecting to be in the Bob Dylan biopic. Coleman Domingo is wonderful. It'd be fantastic to see him win there. I think Ralph Fiennes is good, but it's another Ralph Fiennes performance, if I'm honest. And Sebastian Stan is good, but it just didn't go quite deep enough, I don't think. Best Director, Jacques Audiard for Emilia Perez, Sean Baker for Honora, Brady Corbett for The Brutalist, Coralie Farjat for The Substance, and James Mangold for A Complete Unknown. I think who's going to win there is Brady Corbett. Is it Corbet or Corbett? It looks like it should be a silent T. Brady Corbett, The Brutalist, I think is going to win that. And for Best Picture, well, there's 10 nominees. Honora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, The Substance, and Wicked. I think it's going to go to The Brutalist. It ticks all the right boxes. But if there's any competition, I presume and assume it will be from Emilia Perez. I just don't think Honora's going to win anything, sadly. And that's a shame, because it's definitely the most indie film of the lot. And so let's just quickly move over to the snubs and the things that were overlooked. Denzel Washington, again, big news, didn't get a look in. Everyone thought he was probably the best thing in Gladiator 2. No nomination for Selena Gomez, who's also in Emilia Perez. I mean, God, you've given them 14 nominations. Why not give them another? Felicity Jones, a lot of excitement about her getting a nomination. Go and watch my review of The Brutalist for my opinion on that. The challengers, ignored, snubbed, deservedly so. 40 Love, Advantage Oscars, Game, Set and Match Academy Awards. And sorry, Challengers, one of the most risible, awful films. Apparently lots of people, Maddie was saying, but lots of people are going, what? It's not art, it's a dirty old man's fantasy. Sorry, that's all it is. I mean, the directors. So couldn't be happier that didn't happen. And a lot being made of the fact that Marianne Jean-Baptiste got overlooked for her role in Mike Leigh's Hard Truth. So to be honest with you, I'm looking forward to that film, and I'm looking forward to Marianne Jean-Baptiste's performance. But Mike Leigh's last film, I thought was diabolically bad. So no surprises that perhaps that didn't quite reach towards the Oscar kind of stratosphere. So there are my thoughts. What do you think should have been included? What are you pleased to see in there? And who do you think is going to win?